You beautiful wonders. Oh, we're just going to go with the card that jumped out automatically. I am Courtney, host of Stars in the Morning Light. As people kind of mosey on in, I'm going to just kind of talk about some updates. I am live, so if you're catching this later, I do most of my programming live. It's just how I roll. It's just what I do. Here at Stars of the Morning Light, we cover a lot of esoteric things. We cover Akashic messages, which is what you're experiencing right now, which is normally live at 2 p.m. on Sundays, Eastern Standard Time. And it is Mother's Day for 2023, May 14th, 2023. Oh, happy Mother's Day, all you lovely mothers out there, all you beautiful beings. So, if you didn't remember, contact your mom. So, we have a lot to cover today because I have not been here on a Sunday in quite a while. I just have not. I've been busy. And most of my viewers here do know that I'm going to continue being busy. It is leading into the summer. I've reached out to Alexander to see if he will come and do the energy readings for July, August, and September. Hello, Anne. Good to see you, my dear. Happy Mother's Day. Busto, everybody. So, I will be out of town around the beginning of the month in June. I'm going to try to pre-record things, but also still be kind of flexible with me. There's a lot of moving parts right now in my life. Hello, Miss Chloe. Hello. So today we do have a lot to cover. Because I haven't been here. The collective Akashic reading is out. The collective one and the Zodiac one is now out. I will definitely do those before I leave for June. But those always go out to my patrons first. My beloved patrons, I hope you are doing well. The last video, I made it to be unlisted so you guys could watch it, and I think I was moving faster than the technology, which is always the case. We might have to talk a little bit about technology today, but I think we'll be fine. What's wonderful is the card that came out is number 44, Universal Love. Oh, that's lovely. The frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel with each other, to our planet, and to the whole of existence itself. It's interesting that they pulled this. I mean, this jumped out from the deck. This is the sacred geometry of universal love. Cosmic love, as I like to say. And it's interesting that they wanted this because being Mother's Day, I was going to talk briefly about our Mother Earth, and just the representation of Mother in feminine ways. The frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, and to the whole of existence itself, creation. So as we recognize here at Stars of the Morning Light, in terms of like hermetics and just knowing energy, there is always masculine and feminine energy within all things, within all. But days like today, we get to stop and think about more of the feminine attributes, which is more of the creation, more of the nurturing, more of the caring, more of the sensitivity, more of the feelings. Hello, Max. Good to see you. I want to plug Max right now because, Max, I keep forgetting to plug you, so thank you for popping in. I got to experience a couple of weeks ago, everybody, if you don't know of Max remote viewing classes, I finally caught them live a few weeks ago. They're wonderful. They're absolutely wonderful. I couldn't sleep. I had so much going on. It was my inner child absolutely enjoyed what was going on there. They are a good practice. I had never, Max, I know this is a little off topic of where I was going. Chloe just said they're fun. Max, I had never seen anyone teach it or do it that way, but I see how it works with all this new technology happening. What brilliance, what fun, calming, loving, no pressure, brilliance, great experience to build the skill of remote viewing and just have a genuine good time. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're hearing this later, Max is in the chat right now. Click on his name, subscribe to him, because I hope to participate more. It's such a good time. So my inner child, Max, oh, she was happy with you, very much so that evening. So, which is always good to cater to our inner child at times. So I was going to just talk briefly about the just the feminine attributes that we all carry. We all have it. And so in this day, we give thanks and praise to the feminine attribute, not just in physical form, those who birthed us, but also that within. So even if you're a masculine being or in representation of that, you still have feminine within. So it's a nice reminder, because this will overcap a whole lot of what we're going to be talking about. It's a nice reminder to connect with the feminine energy that is within all, which is more nurturing, caring, more of creation, more of emotion. Hence, like, the moon is represented that way, earth is represented that way. The love and care, the order of life, the circle of life, right? More of the feminine, always masculine present, but so as we're celebrating that in this day, all of that, that's what we're celebrating. And there's going to be many different schools of thought and theories out there, but it's always nice to represent the femininity in some way, shape, or form. That kind of does go into where we're going. I did go to the Akashic and I was like, I need a message. I haven't been here on a Sunday in quite a long time. Give me a message. What are we doing here? And they gave me kind of a whole list of things because I haven't been here for so long. So let's back it up just a little bit. I want to talk to those who might not understand eclipses, especially lunar eclipses. My beautiful patrons have been getting a very extensive course in moon manifesting. But that's where the records wanted me to go back to as well, because that eclipse just happened. And I'm not so much going to talk about the eclipse, but what they represent as to, because we're now living in the energy post-eclipse, right? So eclipses are the representation, and they really should be acknowledged as this more, of when we are actually supposed to rest. When the lights are out, us humans are supposed to be resting. When there is no light, because things are passing each other, it's a representation to say, take a knee, take a nap, meditate, relax, because the energy is going to start moving very fast the moment that passes. It's a representation to help us understand the pace of the energies, either lunar or solar. Lunar or solar. And what I taught the students, my patrons, is that you could go back to any ancient story, except those who do blood sacrifices during the eclipses, and that's a different topic, and we don't pay attention to that because that's bad stuff, right? We're all love and light here. That during an eclipse, even if you go to the ancient stories, from native to Africa to wherever you are with it, there could be a big celebration happening around the eclipse. but the time of the eclipse, the actual 8 minutes to 18 minutes, however long the eclipse actually was happening, that crossover of no light, everyone would stop. All the celebration would stop and we would just pause. In ancient times, it would be pause and wonder of, wow, thank you, gods, for telling us this. And the moment it would pass and the light would return, the parties would start again and the celebrations. That's because it is a representation of, hey, do know to rest, because the energy is about to start picking up big time. The energy is going to shift dramatically. And so do know that. Also, if you do any kind of, I guess you would call it magic, magic science for manifestation or whatnot, we do not actually do that during just the time of eclipse, because the light is not present. Unless you want to do stuff in the dark, if that is your choice, then that is your choice. But I don't know, que sera, sera there. That's not this class. So that tells us that what we're living in right now is fast paced. It's fast paced, and that's what one of the biggest messages of today is, and I know we're all feeling it. Guys, I've been going so fast paced, not even getting an opportunity to catch my breath, that I was leaving the house yesterday to go do something, and I just started bawling, crying, because I hadn't even gotten a chance to catch my breath to my extent of catching breath. There's a lot going on, right? There's a lot happening in my life, same with everyone else. But we have to make that conscious decision. I knew, and I'll tell you, this is my conscious decision, and also the records kind of helped me. They said you got to get through the 13th, which was yesterday. You got to get through the 13th, and then your balance will be back. Because I was also catching up with a lot of work, a lot of this, a lot of that. Well, the 13th was yesterday. Today I feel tremendously better, right? But I knew consciously, okay, because we're feeling that push, we're feeling it. But here's the flip side. That is because we live in polarity. That is because we still live in a world of density, right? So I will inform you that back, thank you, Max, yes. So everybody's been talking about this great awakening. Beautiful stars, you amazing miracles of wonder. That actual big awakening, those gates did not open until about mid-April. Those gates opened. Those gates opened for the grand awakening, the energy. And then that eclipse came to say, whoa, 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 whoa. It's been a lot, folks, because of those gates opening. Slow it down. Pause, 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 because it's going to start picking back up. Most of us didn't do that. Okay, most of us didn't, because it's the land of polarity and density and all that jazz. So what is lovely, though, is so the gates opened mid-April for everyone. And I'm kind of giving a big forecast here to make this message make sense, or to have this message make sense. May and kind of like the first week of June-ish, okay, in there. May is actually a big month of healing, because it was designed that way. Okay, everybody, gates are open, come on over to the other side, the grand awakening, walk right through. And as those who have already processed a lot of it, that is a whole lot of healing that needs to happen immediately. Because however the awakening happens for people, usually there needs to be some big healing. So May, the tail end of April, was to reconnect with self and reconnect with the divine in that grand awakening. You're walking through the gate, let's say. May is so much healing energy I'm just pause right there, or I'm going to pause that, remember that, into June, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more of what's going to happen there. That pause I wanted to say, though, is because we live in the world of 3D, polarity, density, we've been moving so fast paced that we are not acknowledging the healing that is needed. The healing for our earth, for our individual self, for maybe our unit, our tribe, our family, like we talk about, community. We're not acknowledging it because we're just, we're going, right? So this video is entitled Fast Pace versus Healing Space. So like I said, I made the conscious decision to push through some more, even though yesterday morning how much longer can I go? I got through because I knew on the other side, like kind of going through the gate, nice exhale, time for myself, breathing. I'm going to pace myself for many weeks now, right? Because that is what is needed. Where we are supposed to be using these beautiful, abundance of healing energy is available for us. Abundance. So then we don't continue on in the awakening process with all the baggage. And also to help those who are just now opening up. It's present right now. So that's what we need to talk about more so. And that's why I went from talking about the feminine at the very beginning. It's also great that this is a representation of get in touch with those emotions. No matter if you're male or female, we want to honor that we have emotions. We want to honor that they need to be felt. They need to be taken care of. We need to heal, which is the feminine nurture aspect. So the message really is to implore you to try to get you to pause. I should maybe name this pause. Just pause. And once again, this is coming from the Akashic. Pause to allow yourself to feel, release, and let go and heal. Because we cannot take it with us, especially what is coming. So they wanted me to pose a few things, okay? Because I'm going to talk about June a little bit, and I should be here next Sunday as well, but they really needed me to say this now because they want me to pose a challenge at the very end. But once we get into June, like June 6-ish or so, post that, okay? The question they are wanting to present to you now is, did you do for you in May? Even if you can't answer that now, of course, because we're still living May. They're trying to say that post the first week or so of June, energies are going to be so much, there's going to be so much going on, that are you going to answer that with, I did take the pause and the space and create a healing time and space for me in May, opposed to, no, I just kept going with the fast-paced energy, never took time for myself, because that is going to be such a huge, well, your answer is going to determine a whole lot of your June and July. And how our June and July, as we all know, cause and effect here, is really needs to be organized to handle August and September. So let's talk about June and July for a minute. So remember that. They're trying to tell us right now, slow it down, slow it down. You don't have to go as fast as the energies are going. The energies are going that fast because they're attached to all energies. It's attached to the collective. It's attached to the polarity, the density, the 3D. All of us, we're going, 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 going. We feel it. We feel it. We feel it coming from off of everything else. Oh my goodness. Energy does not stop unless something stops it. Propulsion. Energy does not stop unless something stops it. You and your own life is what stops it. Is what stops it. Is what they're trying to say. Hello, Jargo. Good to see you. So that's what they're trying to say. Pause. Do you want fast pace? Are you going to make yourself a healing space? Because the amount of healing energy is it's transformative. It's transmutable. I mean, it's everything that you need to heal to move forward. You can do now, but it's a choice, and we do have to make that choice. And we got like 3 more weeks. I mean, we're doing good. 3-4 weeks or so that we can do a whole lot of healing for ourselves. And they're trying to say, and yeah, by the 2nd week of June, you're gonna know your answer. Did you take time and heal yourself, and take time and allow the energy to care for you, love for you, and nurture you the way you needed it? Or are you still running because, man, you're gonna get tired? That's what they're trying to say. Is think about how that question will come back up in your mind by the 2nd week of June. Did you do for you in May? Did you take that self-care? Did you take care of that inner child, as we talked about at the beginning? Go and watch Max Vision, man. My inner child loves it. Do that. And they are going to give you kind of a challenge in a way. That we'll talk about towards the end. So, I keep bringing up June and July. I'm not even talking about August or September just yet. June and July. So June will kind of give us a little bit of space. June will be the month that we answer that question. Oh man, did I take care of myself? Because I'm feeling the results of whatever that answer is now. Right? It's also, imagine that June, if you can put a image to it, think about like weeding a garden. Lots of tasks, lots of menial tasks, but yet all needs to be done, right? We can't let those weeds just take over, right? Think of that. A little bit of difficult work, hunched over, this and that. It's going to have that kind of energy. Is it going to have you running around a lot? No, it's going to feel very I don't think heavy is the right word. I'm trying to think of the right word. But the words that are coming to mind are heavy, isolated, a little bit trapped, as if you are just kind of on your knees pulling weeds. That's what it's going to feel like, depending on how you took care of yourself in May. If you took care of yourself in May, June's going to be a whole lot easier. If you took care of yourself in May, June is going to be like, oh, I've got like 3 weeds to pull. How did that happen? Why is my soil being kind to me? Okay, I love it. I accept it. Thank you, Mother Earth. That's what that'll feel like. Is there still stuff to be done? Of course. But a few weeds opposed to a yard full of weeds or a whole garden full of weeds is vastly different. And it is determined on the cause and effect that you take care of yourself in May. Because there's going to be more discernment needed and opportunities of, like I said, as we've been talking about all of 2023, being in the eye of the storms, right? Allowing things to fall into our hands, if having the discernment to Whatever falls out of that storm, do we keep or do we not keep? Well, I'll tell you, in June, if you've been taking care of yourself and staying in the eye of the storm and not letting the AI and the communication and all the storms taking over you, and you're just in the eye, watching, observer mode, then you'll see, oh, I got a few little weeds, not anything to worry about. I'll just pick them and be done for the day. Opposed to everywhere you look around, there's weeds. Right. Cause and effect based on taking time, pausing, creating healing space for you in May. That's going to be a whole lot of June, though. So either or, folks. Do you want to be picking a lot of weeds, hunched over? I don't. I don't. It sounds horrible. That's what it's going to feel like. No, all work and no play. All work and no play. That's the best way I can say it, maybe. Because that's how the density, the 3D, the polarity would like us. That's how they would like us. Let's go back to the gates open for the Grand Awakening. Well, wouldn't that energy want to keep us going, distracted, going, distracted, so we don't acknowledge the awakening that's happening within us and around? As above, so below, as below, so above, as within, so around, right? They don't want that. So distraction, fast pace, which is going to happen to many. It's going to happen to many because they don't know yet, but yet they're feeling all this stuff. They don't know how to handle the feeling. So it's going to happen to many. And then their June is going to be a whole lot of weeds. Very confusing because they're going to go, where did all these weeds come from? And some will choose and some will not choose to start picking them and cleaning their space. Some will just be that exhausted that they don't care anymore and they've given up. Which is exactly where the density 3D polarity wants us. Because by July, the spin on communication and what's happening and all the information that will be coming towards us via technology, via all of the communication outlets, let's just say that, will start spinning to the point that if you are picking a bunch of weeds, hearing all this stuff and seeing all this stuff, you're not going to get up off the ground. That's what it is. You're not going to get up off the ground. Unless you take care of yourself now. You take care of yourself now. And I truly mean this, folks. And so then those of us who have been awake, who do know, we're going to see a lot of people that can't get themselves up off the ground. So we help. Even if we can't help, because we're still taking care of ourselves. Right on. Focus on you. You are the eye of the storm. Okay. Still, I'd rather have that than you fall off as well, right? But that is really what we're looking at. I will also then, as we will talk in the summer, August and September, especially September and like October-ish, but August is going to be difficult on people. But definitely September, end of August through September, kind of beginning of October. What that's going to look like for masses of people is, do not think that the beloved source, any divine that you believe in, any of the energies, the age of Aquarius that we really are trying to step into, do not think that that energy is not going to try to help those people come up, lift themselves up. This is why I say by the end of 2023, masses of us are going to put our stake in the ground and say, this is who I am. Because end of August, September, beginning of October, it's going to be, the best way to maybe put a visual to it is, imagine all these people that are not awoke, they haven't woken up yet, or they woke up and then got very exhausted and they can't get themselves up. All of a sudden it's going to be like corks popping. Just all of a sudden the energies will be like, no, 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 open that crown. It's going to be popping for everyone. Everyone. Boom, boom, boom. Just popping all over the place. What that can look like is insanity. What that can look like is fear, insanity all over the place. That's how it will be spun. That's how the words will try to manipulate. What that can look like is a whole lot of chaos. Because it is kind of for the individual. But we here, we know what's going on. We know. And those who have been doing this for a long time are here to help those that, yeah, your cork is really going to pop. Give me a call. Right? So there will look like mayhem. It will, for a little bit. That does not mean that it's for the negative. That does not mean that anyone has won anything. That does not mean, because those corks need to pop for them to get up off the ground. I'm hoping all this imagery kind of is helping. Those corks are going to have to pop. It is as if these beloved humans become weeds themselves, just exhausted on the ground, can't do it anymore because there's too many weeds, that a divine hand comes down and goes, pop! I just popped you, humans. Stand up. Be who you are. Very difficult energies for a lot of people. But we can do this. And right now, it's based on, did you take care of yourself now? And if any of you are seeing this, which I'm hoping more do, come to Stars of the Morning Light, if you can share this out to others, whenever you're listening to this, in whatever months we are in 2023, pause now and ask yourself, am I going fast pace or am I creating a healing space? Ask yourself now, whatever time. Because I hope everybody's tracking with this. It's a very, I'm trying to reveal stuff, but not give too much, because this is going to be talked about a lot here at Stars of the Morning Light, but I know you are all very intelligent, lovely beings. And here's the thing, none of us should be fearful. And really, those who we might see a little bit in the mayhem, this is actually for the good. It's just going to look different. It's going to look a little chaotic. That's fine. That's fine. You know, beautiful creation can come out of chaos, right? Order actually comes out of chaos. And order, like the natural order of things, the healthy connection to our card, universal love, actually comes out of chaos, kind of like how the light had to penetrate through into the black veil of things to have creation. So I personally, I'm never looking at like the situation really at hand. I'm 30 years down the road, always. Always. So it might be a little chaotic, but we help. We tell them they're not alone. We go, oh man, your cork got popped. Welcome to the awakening. And we say, easy does it. Easy does it. Nothing to worry about. Because it's all, and this is the words from the Akashic. They said June is falsehood of communication and rise of technology. That's what they said June is. Falsehood of communication, rise in technology. And then they said, they posed the question, did you do for you in May? Do it now. So when all that falsehoods, the rise in technology that really does want you addicted, really wants you addicted to it, really wants you feeding off of it, really wants you to use your communication, because we create with our words and our mouth and our words, really want you to be listening to them, so then you go out and you say it. Collective, right? But if we make that healing space for ourselves now, we give ourselves that time. I'm going to read the card once more. 44, universal love. The frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, to the whole of existence itself. There's that sacred geometry of universal love. So many little personal bubbles, spheres touching, overlapping, creating love. I love that. They want me to pose. I don't know if I've ever posed a challenge, which you can do as you please. You can do as you please. But they wanted me to kind of pose a challenge. And they said the next 48 days starting today. So if you're hearing this 5 days from now, that's fine. Start then. And as I'm getting this message, they said 48 days from today, which was today. I went there this morning. I was talking with them this morning. And it's not like I did the math, but I will tell you, they surely know what they're talking about. 48 days from today is June 30th. So they clearly want us to do this challenge, try to do it to the best of our ability, to really prepare ourselves for July, August, and September. Okay? What their challenge is, for 48 days starting today, so from now to June 30th, give yourself, allow yourself, gift yourself every day, if you haven't already started, because what happened was the energies have been so go, 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 especially since when the gate opened, right? So about mid-April, go, 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 go. And then the eclipse came to try to tell us, everybody stop, pause, rest, because my goodness, it's going to go even faster, but it's for a good, but you guys aren't doing what you should be in the first place. Please stop and rest. Go, go, go even faster. So even if we did do this challenge, we were already doing it. Many, including myself, between house guest events, stuff going on just in my personal life, I fell off my own personal daily health. What they are trying to say is, for the next 48 days, gift yourself the opportunity to create some kind of healing space for yourself. That could be 10 minutes of meditation, which Stars of the Morning Light, if you go to starsofthemorninglight.com, I have I think over 200 10-minute meditations there, because that's how this actually started, this platform. Sometime during your day, that could be meditation, that could be prayer, that could be sitting just in silence, listening to the birds chirp. That could be however it needs to be. We all need to get back to that pause and that moment and that space that we create for ourselves, that healing can enter. Because the healing is so prevalent, at least for the next 4 weeks or so. It's so prevalent that we don't even have to do anything. We don't have to do anything. We just need to pause and stop for a moment and allow it to do its job. That's how strong it is right now. And like I said, the polarity, the 3D, is not even giving us an opportunity, so we think, to stop the fast pace, to receive the healing. Remember, energy does not stop until something stops it. You are your own stop sign. You can stop it, pause, and receive an abundance of healing energy. I mean, so much. And you don't even have to really do much. Meditation, sitting quietly listening to the birds, going for a hike, whatever, right? Just personal healing, space and time. That is the challenge for the next 48 days, is to every day continuously take and create your space and time for healing, for pausing. Because once we get into July, August, September, we have to be in a permanent routine again, no matter what the storms look like, because we are in the eye, right? We're staying in the eye. We're not going to let... And so when that is spinning around in place, that's our pause, because we're not spinning. We're just standing. That's the challenge they are posing. And they were like, I was like, 48 days? What's such a random number? And then I went and looked and I counted the days. So from now to June 30th, they would love all of us to get back to, or start now, a lovely space and time every day for us to heal, for us to receive, for us to stop the noise. And you beautiful stars, ladies and gentlemen, you wonders of light. That really means no device. That really means no device. Something just chimed in and said you need to remind them of that. Which is, it really means space and time with no device. If you're meditating and you like listening to meditation music, I do kind of understand that, but I don't know. I have CDs. I guess I'm that kind of grown, but it really does mean no device. It really means try your best to be in silence or be in the sounds of nature. To also give yourself that pause from the captivating distraction of all the devices. And all the, remember, June is what they're referring to as falsehood of communication, rise in technology. The technology is not going to stop, and man, that communication, it's going to get going to the degree that if we don't pause and create that time and space and start the routine now, we can also lose ourselves. Guys, I've seen it plenty of times. Do not think that, and I'm speaking to myself as well. Just because we are maybe a part of the awakening already and we've been learning some stuff for a little bit of time or a little bit of this, when fear is a part of things, the falsehood of communication, right? When fear is a part of things, that gets into the energy. And when people are afraid, I want to quote this correctly, and I always mess it up. But when people are afraid, they will give themselves away. When people are terrified, they give their souls away. That's a for sure. We're trying to get the terrified of potentiality of August and September to not happen. But don't think there's not fear before terror. Fear from false communication and too much activation of the technology. If we do not take care of ourselves, I've known plenty awakened, beautiful lights and souls that completely are not well because of fear. They've given themselves away again. We continuously give ourselves away when we're trying to do the opposite, that by 2023 we stand, this is who I am. I do not fear you, for I know who I am. I am the great I am. That's what we're working towards. So, and this is not to try to scare anyone. I'm not scared. I literally am not scared. I'm talking about in the masses. And then I'm sure a lot of people's thoughts out there right now is like, yeah, and that's the masses. So who am I versus them? There is no versus them. You are them. That's one of the biggest things that maybe I'll have to do a show on that. There is no us versus them or vice versa. We are the masses. We are the collective. There is no us versus them at all. Hey Joe, good to see you, darling. So when we talk about the others or them, the masses, we are just a part of that as they are a part of us. I am you, you are me. So there is none of that. Because that's also the fear. So how do you think the people that were quote unquote woken or awake to all this stuff, how do you think that they fell off? They actually feared the masses and what was happening with them. It got them because they did not understand there is no separation. So they fell into that. If we're talking hermetics, as we've been talking here, like rhythm and polarity, two different poles, you can hang out at one of them and kind of swing back and forth just within that pole area, like 5D or so, or you can swing right back to them and just be swinging in that garbage, in that density, in that false communication. You can do that. That's a choice. I'm posing, as the Akashic is posing, take 48 days for a healthy regimen of at least 10 to 20 minutes a day of quiet space and time for yourself to better equip yourself to not fall back into that, because I am you, you are me, all is one. So whatever they're going through, we also go through. Whatever we go through, they're going through. There needs to be more that can sustain their own power and strength than giving it away. That's it. It's actually very easy. It's actually very easy, but as humans, we complicate things, right? So take that in. This has been a long, interesting message. Not to make anybody scared or any of that jazz. None of that jazz. There's nothing to prepare for. There's nothing this and that. And I know there's going to be a lot of people out there. Oh my God. There's going to be so much talk, so much talking this summer as to what to do and everybody's solutions and non-solutions and just anger and fear. And what people don't understand is the more you feed the beast with your words, the more it grows in manifesting terms. And so I'm trying to be restricted with my words, but also resourceful with them when needed. So 48-day challenge, that starts today. I'm going to do it with you guys. I'm going to remind everybody, hey, how are we doing? And it's okay if we fall off a few days. I can guarantee you, when I have to drive to Illinois, which is going to be like a 16-hour drive for me because I take my time. I go out and stretch my long ass legs. I take my time. It's gonna be like, am I gonna be a meditative state? Probably not. If everything that transpires, I'm gonna take pockets though. My pockets of time when I can to be a part of this 48-day challenge of taking that quiet space for oneself. Quiet space for oneself, no electronics, no nothing. Quiet space for oneself. I'm doing it with you guys. I can guarantee you the Akashic would never ask me to do something, or the Akashic would never ask me to deliver a message without me being a part of it. I've never, even when I was a teacher and it had nothing to do with this stuff, I would tell my kids all the time, or when I was a case manager, I would tell the kids all the time, I will never ask you to do something that I am not willing to not do, or that I haven't already done. Like, I will never not be a part of what's going on here. So we're going to do this together. However, there's usually maybe 30 to 40 people that watch these. We're going to do this together, definitely. And if you want to join the summer project with my Patreons, it's $5 or $8. That is a telepathic summer project, building that gift, which will be great during this time because it's going to be developed over time with a lot of beneficial techniques and things taught there, and practices for also manifesting, and a lot of like this 48-day challenge in certain ways. Lots of good stuff. So if you want to join that, the link is in the About section. $5 or $8. If you can only afford 5, groovy, we'll take you. If you can afford 8, make up the difference for the others. Groovy, we love it. Thank you. 48 days, guys. It's time to get into the feminine, heal those emotions, experience those emotions, release those emotions. So you don't fall to the ground because there'll be too many weeds. You can stand on your own. That's the whole point of all of this, is to end up standing in your own power, which, whoo! Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Imagine if. So, I love you all dearly. Happy Mother's Day. This will be, of course, repeated here and there during the times together. I'm going to leave it with their question that will probably pop up in your mind if you've heard this sometime towards the beginning of June. Did you do for you in May? So a lot of self-care, self-healing. Healing is so present. Take advantage. I mean, why not? Take advantage. Yeah. I mean, treat yourself. Healing is all over the place. Treat yourself. So, love you all so much. Joe, it's good to see you. Hey, Joe, I wanted to tell you, thank you for being in the chat. The other day when you popped in the chat and you had posed something and I spoke about it, Joe, I love that. I love questions. I love thoughts. I love all sorts of stuff because, like I said, I am you, you are me. Stuff like that helps everyone learn, grow, and become more of a collective ideal in so many ways, because your thoughts are my thoughts are your thoughts, and I appreciate every single one of you that comes through Stars of the Morning Light. So Joe, I thought it was wonderful what you put out there. Most definitely. So everyone that came in, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to, you beautiful stars, I'm going to put out there at some point, and hopefully maybe in the summer I can have Max on here. Please, if you have not tried Max remote viewing classes, he's in the chat right now. Just click on his little name there and go subscribe. Great time. Honestly, guys, your 48-day challenge, go watch Max's videos. That's even though we shouldn't really be using technology, that's fine. If you do that and then you turn it off and then you sit with yourself for a minute, oh, that'd be lovely. You can do that. That's proper use of technology, by the way. That's proper use. You watch Max, you have a joyous time there, you put it down and away. You watch Stars of Morning Light, you have a joyous time here, you put it down and away. You watch so-and-so, the constant streaming of things, that is what they're trying to get you to stop. That's it. Is to have proper use of the technology, opposed to the lack of awareness of the addiction aspect and the subliminal messages of everything. Proper use. That's really, we'll talk about that later. That's really the main goal in a lot of ways right now. So, of you taking that 40-day challenge and doing it. So, all right, folks. I'm out of here. Maya, it was good to see you. Shelly, I saw you come in. Max, always a lovely time, dear. Joe, it was good to see you. Jargo, I believe you were in there. Robert V, good to see you, my friend. We have to catch up. So, everyone, have a lovely weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all you beautiful mothers. Blessings and favor and the healing abundance energy. Take it in. Treat yourself with it. Feel better. Release, release, release so you may stand. Love you guys. Bye.